Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're back once again with another video. We're here on another second day after the big update for Conan Exiles, which is another fix update. So there's no new content, but there are a lot of different fixes. There are patch notes available online that you can go and read that tells you everything that has been fixed or supposedly been fixed in inverted commas. So I'm sure you'll be able to find those online very easily, but I have found so far one slightly big issue, shall we call it, because to people who may come down here to the dregs, which is where we are with our little friend the Cannibal Brute, as you can tell. This is the dregs just here, so on the map I'm just here at the end of the river. And as you would have seen in the clip at the beginning of the video there, as we first entered the dregs, the audio was fine, and then all of a sudden there was a pop and then it went silent, no audio. But then as we went back up the steps it worked again, and as I went back down again it stopped again. Clearly some sort of an issue with the game. Yes, to some people not such a huge issue if you don't really do the dregs very often, but this isn't going to be very good for new players or newer people starting again, because this is your first dungeon that you will typically come and do, and it isn't going to be very good if you're going to come here and you've no audio, because everything does still attack you. You are still at risk, it's still dangerous, it still works as a dungeon, but you just can't hear anything, so it makes it extremely difficult to do. So, as always, surprise, surprise, it would seem that with regular fashion, shall we call it, Funcom bring out another big update for the game, which is supposed to fix things, but also there happens to be one break in the game so far. Now, there could be lots of other issues with the game that we're not aware of as yet, not had a lot of time to go around and check things and test things, but this is one of the first ones that we found, so just wanted to bring this to your attention and just make you aware of what is happening. So if you were going to attempt to do the dregs, just be very, very careful. Now, like I said, this is on PlayStation 5. Don't know if this is an issue with PlayStation 4, Xbox or PC, so let us know in the comment section down below so we can let everybody else know whether this is or isn't an issue for you. As I say, this is on PlayStation 5, so what I'll do is I'll take us back in there now and walk you through it just so you can see it happen again, and I'll show you my audio settings just so you can see everything's the same. This was happening when I was wearing a headset, but I've also tested it with my sound coming through the TV, and it's exactly the same issue. So it's not a very good start to a pretty big fix update. There are some positive things, which if you stick around I'll quickly cover those at the end of the video, but yeah, this is pretty bad. Okay, so as we know with the dregs, to get in here we've got to grab one of these lovely people, and it would help if I had a weapon equipped. We have to kill somebody on here so that this will then hopefully open up. I am in God mode, that's why the guy's not shooting me, but as we can hear the audio is working perfectly fine. So we go down the stairs into the load screen, and then this should load into the dregs. And if I just stop talking for a second, you can clearly hear there that everything's working perfectly fine. You can hear the water dripping, you can hear all the ambient noises, there's the ghost sounds, just as I did in the intro. You can hear the voice talking, everything's working perfectly fine. You can hear all of that. And if we get down here, oh, that's weird. Come back onto your steps. As you notice, everything's fine. Oh, hello Mr. Crocodile. Now he is trying to attack me obviously, and I am in God mode as I say for this video, but as you could hear there, you could quite clearly hear him. You could hear him attacking me, and you could hear me hitting him. But now if we just go on a bit further into the dungeon, and we try and look around for somebody else to hit, which there doesn't seem to be very many for some reason. There used to be a lot more than this. Oh, there he is. See? No sound. You couldn't hear them and you couldn't hear me hitting them. So this is definitely not helpful when you get to the boss at the end. Yes, the boss at the end does seem to move now and animate and actually spit his poison out, which he wasn't doing for a little while, which is good. But this is not good in here, the fact that you literally can't hear anything. This is not going to make this a pleasant experience for people. So just be very, very aware, as I say, if you're on PlayStation 5 especially, this is a known issue at the moment with the audio in the dregs. On a lighter note, one big positive thing, which I think will be a huge benefit to the game, certainly on the performance and stability side, certainly for the lag issues. Again, I am cloaked in God mode, so this is why these people can't see me. You will notice where I'm stood here, we are at the ruins of Almeria. Now, the big siege fortress was once stood here, owned by the Stygians, which we all know and we all remember. However, you can see now that it's quite clearly been taken back again, and the Dogs of the Desert have returned. So this is now a big Dogs of the Desert camp once again. And if I just go into flight mode just so that you can see, you've got the elephants just down there in the savannah. If I fly around a little bit, then you can get kind of an overview of it. Now, as you can see, that's where the huge Almeria fortress was. Now gone, and now in ruins, and back to the Dogs of the Desert camp. So if you're after some decent people, you may potentially get some good ones from here again now. Similar layout to before, I think, but this is now back to a Dogs of the Desert camp. So a cool change there now. We're certainly noticing on my server that things are running a lot smoother. Hopefully you will do too. Yes, there'll be those who will be sorry to have seen Almeria go, but I think on a performance side of things, this will be the best bet and the best choice, really. As you can see already, things are running a lot smoother than what they were. And I would have to actually find it again, so I'm not going to do it in this video, but you can still come to the cave where you used to be able to go. Oh, there we are, underneath Almeria. So this, if you remember, there would have been a doorway here that you had to break into once you got inside Almeria even, and then you could come down here, and when the Were Hyena event is on, you can come here to get your better version of the boss pet, the blood that you can get. You can still access this altar, so it'd be a lot easier to get into here now. So at least now you've not got to battle your way into Almeria first, break down a load of doors and try and kill a lot of people to get into there. So that entrance is still available, and it's just about there, as you can see where I am on the map with my little cursor just there. If you're looking for this entrance, it'd be a lot easier to get into now. So positive in that sense. The two siege locations on the Isle of Sipter are still there. They haven't gone. They are still fully destructible and still available. Apparently they haven't been removed as yet. They may do in the future, but as far as we know at the moment, they are still available on the Isle of Sipter for you to lay siege to. And obviously they're not as big as what Almeria was, so if you play on the Isle of Sipter and you still enjoy doing those, you still can. But that is what is happening at Almeria. Right, and just one very final cool little feature that's been added that people have been asking for a long time. With the living settlements feature, excuse me, as we know, your crafter people all walk around now and can access different areas. They can open doors so they can wander outside, which that's the door to the outside there, or any doors that are internal that are closed, they can wander through them but then close them behind them. Now if you've got a door in your base that you don't want them going through, so if it's your private quarters or whatever, or you don't even want them to go outside, what you can now do, if you interact with your door, you'll get all your usual options, but you'll notice you'll get this option now, lock door to thralls. So if I activate that, and then we've got one this side as well, so we'll do the same thing again. Now that would mean, even though none of mine go through that way because there's nothing in there for them, if you had something in that other room, so let's just say I had tables and chairs set up in that other room that I had forgotten to disable thrall use on, so let's say I had some furniture in here, or I had that chair active there for followers to use, then if these doors were open, they'd be able to get into here. But if I do as I've just done there now, they won't be able to access that door. So now at the minute, a lot of mine like to wander outside. Have we got anybody outside at the moment? So yeah, if we close that and we did that, our followers should hopefully, if we have anybody that is around, and these guys are still eating and drinking, so they're not going to move yet, but if anybody else was to come around now if it was open like that and I left it open, I would expect that they would still walk in and out. But if I didn't want them walking through that door, you can lock it or unlock it so that they can't use it. So yeah, that's a long awaited cool little feature that is helpful. But yeah, a lot in the patch notes, a lot of, as I say, fixes and supposed fixes in inverted commas, but unfortunately one little break that we've found so far. Let us know in the comments down below of anything you found that is an issue as well. Let us know what things have changed that you do like. Lots of other things as well that have been altered that we're not going to cover in this video because I don't want to go on too long. But yeah, hopefully as well, one of the other things was, I just remembered by seeing that crafter freaking out a little bit, which is weird. Supposedly the journey steps that were bugged have now been fixed. What's going on there? Yeah, why are you being weird? And I think one of them was if you're trying to place a crafter at a bench to get a journey step to complete. Yeah, that's not right. She shouldn't be, she wasn't getting stuck before, so that's weird. But yeah, some of the journeys have hopefully now been fixed, so you'll hopefully now be able to get those journey steps complete as well. Hopefully, if they have been fixed. If they haven't, as I say again, let us know in the comments down below which journeys you were trying to do. And the ones that they've said they fixed, have they been fixed or not? Let us know. And if you did enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, if you do feel that I've earned it, and hopefully we'll get to see you in the next one. Join us on Friday for a live stream, 7 PM UK time. We're here for a couple of hours and we'll have a run around and test some things and check some things and see what is working and what isn't working and what's better or isn't better. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for this one. Sorry it started on a bit of a negative note, but just had to make you aware of it. So there we go. Until the next one, take it easy. Bye bye for now.